right? Everybody has a sob story. Nobody gives a shit about it. So I actually been a double amputee since I've been 2 years old. Her way of being a dad role was just being a hard ass on me, being real tough on me, right? I just didn't know what I was worth, man. I really didn't. I belittled myself.
So today I have the honor of talking to Zack. Zack is, I guess by trade, a personal trainer, a business owner, an athlete, a motivating individual. The way we crossed paths is he shared some of my work, and then I got my Instagram creep on, and so many things just stood out to me that made me realize that this guy is just a dope dude, and we're gonna be good friends. And I think the first thing that stood out is just his sense of humor. He's got that asshole sense of humor that I love. You got that, the love of tattoos, the love of dogs, that's a no-brainer for me whenever I see anybody doing that. So yeah, from that standpoint, man. Yeah, man. Welcome, Zack. Thank you so much for being a part of the podcast.
Hey, man. Thanks for having me, dude. I appreciate it. Yeah, one of my ex-girlfriends actually gave me one of your first books.
Okay.
The first one, and I read that with her. And then we actually broke up, but in a breakup gift, I got your second book. So
from her?
Hell yeah. So man, yeah, it's what's up. So I had to go through a whole relationship to read your shit.
It's funny. Once another friend of mine, some girl he was talking to, she was like, "Yo, you need to get your life together. You should read this book by Humble the Poet," not knowing that I knew him, like that we were friends. And then he FaceTimes me immediately. He's like, "This girl thinks I'm so whack. I need your book." And and then she's like, "You know him, and you still this whack?" And I just thought it was hilarious. But no, I'm glad, even if that relationship didn't work out, that you guys,
we were very cool, man. She's a cool chick. It ain't no hard feelings.
That's dope. So I mean, I know if I asked you, why you don't have legs, you're gonna tell me a story like you lost them gambling or you sold them on Craigslist or something.
No. I'm a straight shooter. I'll shoot you straight today.
Okay, because I saw you answer those questions on Instagram and you weren't giving the real answer.
Oh man. Well, usually I go with whatever people tell me first. So if you came up to me in public, you're like, "Hey man, my uncle's a double amputee too. He got ran over by a tractor." I'm like, "Those damn tractors, dude, it got me too." Right? Like I'll usually go off their energy, right, to kind of come with. No, but I was born with a deformity, which led to my amputation at 2 years old. So I actually been a double amputee since I've been 2 years old.
Okay, and I think the interesting thing about it is, your energy and your attitude towards what I guess a lot of other people would consider a disability, has definitely amplified this to a point where in no way, shape, or form it's holding you back in life at all. And I don't even think that that's a mindset. I think that's actually your reality.
Yeah, man. You know what, dude? I'm not trying to hop up on brag about myself, but I tried my best in life just to turn the biggest negativity into the biggest positivity in my life,
Yes.
So I wanted to take the no legs, take what everybody can be sad about and make it, I guess, cool.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think I make no legs look pretty somewhat cool. And I wanted to just do that, man. And it kind of worked and started getting a little following behind me. And now I got like a little crippled army, man.
Yeah, no. And I think it's amazing because it goes back to like, everybody's worst day is their worst day, no matter what it is, right? And whenever we have these really bad days, we kind of feel super alone with it. And to have somebody, really turning that shit into sugar, like really doing that and being like, look, this is really your perspective. This is really your attitude. These are things that you always have control over. No, man, I'm grateful you put that energy out there. And I know a lot of people find a lot of value and sunshine in what you do, man.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm trying, man. To tell you the truth, dude, the hardest thing is about it, because biggest thing to me is adaptive athletes. I'm trying to get various, just handicapped, disabled people moving and out of their wheelchairs and stuff like that. The hardest part is just getting them to the gym or just getting them out of their wheelchair uncomfortable, dude. So if I can, if I make a difference in somebody's life, then that's cool with me. I know that sounds cliche, but it's the truth,
I mean, cliches are cliches for a reason, right? Like,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right?
So speaking about, getting them out of the gym, getting them doing hard things. Tell me about your mom, because I know your mom had a big impact on you in terms of, what she allowed you to, how she allowed you to view yourself, but also the challenges that she put you through to ensure that you'd be more self-reliant and independent.
Oh, can we cuss on here? Is we allowed
Of
to
course you can
cuss
cuss
on?
on here, bro.
Okay, well,
100%.
dude, if I'm man, with all due respect, my mom's a bad bitch, man. My mom's a bad bitch, dude. Like, I think I think growing up, my dad was. I never met my dad. My dad died when I was 10. Never met him. He died in prison. I can't tell you about somebody I never met, really. Right?
Hmm.
I don't got no bad. I don't got nothing bad to say. I don't got nothing good to say. Just never met the guy. So I felt like my mom, when she took both roles as parent, I feel like her way of being a dad role was just being a hard ass on me and being real
Hmm.
tough on me, right? Which not saying it didn't work, because I mean, but she would just do like little shit and make stuff hard for me that like I feel like most parents like most parents just wouldn't do, like on a normal basis. Like she would like, make me climb up on shit, like get cups down the top of the counter, like she just make stuff hard with me. She never would like make shit easier on me. She wouldn't. I asked her to put. This is like the most like common story I've told, probably because this is the like most asked story. But I asked her. I was starting to do motivational speeches and stuff like that, and I asked her one day. I was like, "Mom, do you remember me asking you to move the cups from the top shelf down to the bottom to help me get them? I didn't have to, like, get a chair, climb on the counter, and kind of have a wheelchair at the time." And she was like, "Yeah, I remember that." And I was like, "You remember telling me no?" She was like, "Yeah, I went in my room and I cried after that." She's like, "But I
Hmm.
know that's what you needed." And I'm thinking like, damn, this woman was like well beyond her fucking years, dude. Like it's crazy. She
100%.
even
Yeah.
had a mindset like that, and she got ridiculed when I was growing up. I remember she got like people bashing her about being a bad mom and making her legless kid get out and pump the gas for her and do everything like a normal kid would do. But look at me, I'm more independent than any other double amputee I've ever seen in my life for that reason, for her being a hard ass on me like that. So my mom's a bad woman, man. She's a hard ass. She's country as hell, but she's stubborn as hell too.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, I'm a mama's boy. If you can't tell by now.
Oh no, that's beautiful, brother. I actually got a shirt that says "Mama's Boy." I'm gonna send it over to you.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I am, man.
we got to be proud of that. We got to be proud of being Mama's Boys. And I think it's just beautiful that she recognized that, she was thinking long term, and I'm sure it wasn't easy for her to do that. As you said, she went into her room and cried, but she understood like, yo, I got to think about this guy for the rest of for his life, and he
Man,
got to
at
be
the
able to take care of
time,
himself.
I'm just like, man, she's being so hard on me, man. Like she's being so rough on me. Why? I don't understand why she just wouldn't want to make shit easier on me. Right as I'm going through it, that's what I'm thinking in my head.
Yeah, yeah,
Whatever. But looking back on it, I'm like, oh God, thank God she did that, dude. Like,
yeah,
I would be like, I would hate to be one of those cripples that just sit in my wheelchair and don't do shit with my life, man, and collect a disability check, bro. Like, I don't
yeah.
want to do that. And the
Completely,
only reason
completely.
I'm like this is because of that hard love. So I appreciate it.
Yeah, and it's interesting because it also seems like you find a lot of fun in like just completely challenging yourself all the time. Like you're just trying to do hard shit all the time now.
I really do. Yeah, I get a kick out of challenging my body a lot, like challenging myself, like my mental game and stuff like that. Just seeing what I can go through. I don't know. I feel like my body is almost like a big science, like a science experiment. And I'm just having fun with it and experiment and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Like what works for me and what doesn't work. And I don't know.
Yeah,
Have
so
fun
like
with it.
I mean, like connect to I know mental strength has like been a huge thing for you. And now you've been, really connecting with other people, really trying to make people realize they're a lot stronger than they think, really letting people understand that the limits that they have in their life are the ones they set for themselves. Um, but also, I come from a culture of like super alpha male shit, simple shit,
Yeah.
tough love, all that
Yeah.
type of stuff. But obviously, when you communicate with other people, depending where they come from, that might not always be the most effective way to communicate. Having a hard ass mom may not always be interpreted the way that you saw it in the long run. Have you found that to be challenging now when you're working with people now, with clients, with people that reach out to you, that it can't just be tough
Oh,
love anymore?
yes, dude. Yes, people been coddled. Shit,
Yeah,
people been coddled their whole life, dude. Especially other handicapped people, man, because they just didn't. They never got used to like what I've noticed. Lifers, like lifers, like people that are born crippled like myself. Like I call them lifers. They they tend to be real weird and real like vulnerable. Like they cannot take that tough love at all. Like
yeah,
they've been coddled their whole life, so they can't handle that at all. And I gotta talk to them and approach them a lot different than what I would somebody who went their whole life and ended up in a wheelchair and shit like that,
Yeah,
stuff like,
completely.
and even able bodies, and it is, dude. A lot of people don't understand that tough love, and then I know I rub people the wrong way, and I seem like an asshole, but it's it's just me, man. Like I don't know how to be anybody else. I really don't. Like, so I guess I'll take that asshole role if I have to, just to be 100% Zach.
Yeah, and I think there's a lot of peace and joy coming from just being your authentic self. I think a lot of people, there's a lot of disruption to who you are when you try to be somebody for everybody else.
I feel like people see that shit quick, man. They'll see it real fast. They'll know you're being fake right off the way, like right off the bat. I feel like people know when you're being real too.
Yeah, completely. So in my own personal life, I think, the cliche statement is like, life begins outside of your comfort zone. And then I'm realizing like, yo, it's not even just comfort. It's more about familiarity. Cause it's like, I can work out and that can be an uncomfortable journey, but I'm used to being uncomfortable for that 1 hour, knowing it's going to go away at the end. What is something that's currently your hard shit? That's really like unfamiliar for you, that you're really trying to dive into. It's really, it's not in your comfort. It's not in your familiar zone.
Uh, to be quite honest with you, people like just being a people person, like
Yeah.
being that social media guy, and like talking to large crowds and just being around, like man, dude, because I grew up with a chip on my shoulder, dude. So let's just like me and my buddy were talking about last night. Like if a dude come up and like rub my head and not meaning anything by it, I just thought that was somebody like disrespecting me just because like I'm in a chair or something like that. So I had a chip on my shoulder growing up. So like it was real weird making a transition to like being okay to talk to everybody, being that open-minded dude. Like, because I was real, like, I wasn't by any means an asshole to the big groups of people or anything like that. But I would kind of put up a wall. I feel like.
So that's interesting. Like talking about putting up a wall. I also saw that you had that one post about like normalize saying I love you. You made it funny. You said tell people you love them and make it weird.
Oh, so I feel like that should be the most normal thing ever, is to tell your boys you love them every now and again, not making it weird at all.
Yeah,
They helped shape who I was. I mean, I didn't have no family growing up, so my boys kind of helped shape who I was. I had friends that could have easily been like, well, let's not ask Zach to go play dodgeball with us because he's in a fucking wheelchair. So I understand if I had legs, maybe I'd have done the same shit, but they were not like that at all. Like, they were like, nah, like he can get off his chair, he can do whatever, right? Like they wanted me to like show people that I could do shit. And that like kind of molded me in who I was too. So like, I love my friends, man. And I ain't scared to say it.
yeah, no, and it shows, man. I saw one of your friends talking about you, and he said, a day with you could be watching you wrestle an alligator and then pick a fight on the street and then help an old lady change a tire. And it's just like it sounds like
Yeah,
you adventure to be
yeah.
in.
I'm a hard ass man, but I got a big heart, dude. That's the way I got a hard ass and a soft heart.
That no, that I think that's dope. So what's been in terms of talking to people, and I know you described, I know you're having fun with the work that you do, and I know that's the secret sauce to keep doing work. But I mean, we always hit
Yeah.
walls. Um, so what is a piece of wisdom and insight, something that you tell yourself when you hit that wall, when you don't feel like doing something, when you want to feel bad for yourself, when shit hits the fan. I know I have a friend who's an amputee because he went to Afghanistan, and I know some days the bottom of his legs, he was amputated right above the knees. They get super sore, and then some days he can't get out of bed, and I know that changes his whole mood. He doesn't want to be social and stuff like that. In terms
Mm-hmm.
of you, what are some insights, things you tell yourself, or are you just giving yourself space to just feel bad once in a while?
I feel like everybody goes. I'm only human, right? I don't have. It ain't just a happy day every day, right? I got my shit I deal with just right along with the rest of them. I mean, I have days where I feel like fuck, life could be a lot fuck easier if I had some feet, man. Like I've
Yeah,
been there, dude. I'm not gonna sugarcoat that shit, right? But
yeah,
I will say my good days they way outweigh my bad days, right? Like I have way more better days I do those days, and honestly, I mean, man, for me, I know it sounds weird, but it's not that bad to me, dude. Like I've been around the adaptive world and a lot of different disabilities, and I've seen how bad not how bad my life could. I've seen how bad my disability could be, and I'm fucking lucky. I'm just an amputee, dude. Like I still have functional abs. I use I use pretty much all my limbs for shit. I can still feel my wiener. I can have sex normal. Like, dude, I got a lot of shit to look forward to. So it could be a lot worse, dude. Like, it could be a lot worse, right? Like, and when you see it firsthand, especially when you're playing like wheelchair basketball, like, damn, like, I know people think I'm unlucky because of no legs, but dude, I think I'm a lucky son of a bitch just to have no legs.
And that's gratitude. I think like that's that secret sauce right there, is just focusing on what you have instead of focusing on what you don't. Because everybody can go through an endless list of what they don't have. And especially when, comparing ourselves to other people. And I think it's super dope that you make that effort too, to compare yourself to other people who have less, and that will elicit some gratitude from you and make you be like, yo, I have a lot to be thankful for. And I think that's that attitude concept that's super important.
But people, they classify as like legs. They put it in like some category, and it's only one aspect of life. Okay, you took walking out of my life. Look at all the other badass shit I've done though. And you're down and out because you've lost a foot or some shit. Like, it's crazy to me. People get so down and out and in the dumps about something so little that's minor, dude. You know what we like, especially like below the knee amputations, like somebody like that. We call that shit paper cuts in the cripple world. Like, there's no reason to get down. You're gonna live a normal life. There's no reason to get down and out about that, but people tend to get in those ruts. I understand whether why it happens, but they really don't have any reason to be sad, man. To me, like, if
it sounds like you don't want to be hearing a lot of self-pity from yourself
or anybody else in that matter. Dude, nobody wants to hear your pity story. Like, I understand there's a time and place where you open up, you tell people that shit, but nobody really wants to hear it, dude. Like, everybody has. Paris Hilton, I'm pretty sure, has a sob story somewhere, right? Everybody has a sob story. Nobody gives a shit about it. Like, nobody cares about your story until you're a winner anyways, I feel like. So you might as well get up and fucking win.
Yeah. And I think it's also like people mixing up the difference between being vulnerable and having self-pity. Like, being vulnerable is telling your friends I love you. Self-pity is just trying to make people feel sorry for you, thinking that's going to make you connect with them.
Oh, man, the worst people ever. Worst people in the world, those right there. Self-pities.
So thinking about just the fact that, you've been making your own accommodations, and you've been kind of playing the cards you've been dealt, and not letting it be an excuse for anything. So you played football, you play different sports with your friends. Now, you're playing wheelchair basketball. You're a CrossFit trainer. You run a gym. You do all of these things. How has that prepared you for when, life throws an even bigger curveball, like AKA COVID? I know the fitness industry, even in states where things are kind of open, even though the fitness industry took a hit. How did all of this prepare you for this kind of like sudden change in how life was being made, how money was being made, all of that?
If I'm being honest with you, dude, I was doing this lockdown shit way before it was COVID, dude. Like, I've been having the home gym rocking for 8 years now, doing like my own little thing, like my little introvert. I feel like most people's like hardest struggles are just like my everyday life sometimes. Like, like, I feel like people are complaining about all the wrong reasons. Like, bro, you got, like, what the fuck you're complaining? You got everything in the world to be happy about. Like, I don't understand why, like, and then I feel like a lot of people wish for shit, man. And I don't wish for nothing. I feel like my grandpa used to say, wish in one hand and shit in the other, and see which one fills up faster, And that's helped me a lot throughout my life too. It's just like, I don't wish for anything. I just work for whatever I need.
Yeah, no, that's beautiful. And I think it's also the fact that, like, when you lean into hard shit, you're better prepared when hard shit finds you. Because I think, a lot of us, and I'm guilty of it too, is, we make so much effort to avoid the hard shit. We make so much effort to avoid those challenging moments. And then we don't realize that they're going to catch us. You know what I mean? It's like if you're with a friend and you're doing everything to avoid having an argument with them, the argument's going to come out. Instead, it's more about diving into it, head first, voluntarily diving into that, because then at least you have a better chance of addressing it. So then when shit finds you, you're better off dealing with it. I know for me, I've been doing ice baths lately, training Wim Hof, sitting in the ice.
In the morning or what? You doing it in the mornings?
I do it when I get ice. So I do cold showers every morning, and then probably, once every 2 weeks, I'll buy a bunch of ice.
You're a man in my book, dude. You're a man in my book.
And it's
That's
crazy.
I'll bring the punk out of old Zach is the cold.
Hey, but if you know it, you got to try it, bro. 2 minutes, man. Just go by.
I've done it, man. I hate it. I honestly hate them. I'd rather just be sore for a week on end. I don't even care.
Yeah, I feel you. I think what it did for me was it really helped me understand this idea of like voluntary stress, where it's like, yo, you're about to get inside. As soon as you get inside, your body's gonna scream, "We're dying, we're dying, we're dying." You know you're not gonna die, so we're gonna stay inside anyways. And then once we stay inside, it's like observing yourself. Like you're just like, oh shit, like I can see myself panicking. I can feel myself
Yeah.
panicking. I've done it before. I've done 10 minutes in the ice now. And I'm like, I've done this. I can survive it. And then once you get out, you're just like, all right, well, what's going to stress me out now?
So have you ever had like close to getting like a panic attack or something, like anxiety attack while you're doing that?
Yeah, always, every time, the first 2 minutes.
No shit. Yeah.
Yeah. But because I know it's a panic, it's kind of like, I'm just trying to think, like, it's kind of like sometimes, like yesterday I was doing pull-ups and, I had a little knot in this arm. And like the first two, it's just like, it hurts, I should stop. And then when I get to the third, fourth, it kind of worked the knot out, and then I can get up to 8. And I look at it the same way with the ice, which is like, because I got trained by a guy named Wim Hof, who kind of popularized it. And we were in Poland when we did it.
Yeah.
And the only thing he said was trust your body. Your body will know what to do. Like he didn't give us any technique. He goes, get in and trust your body. So you get in and you're freaking out. And then he's like, look, notice you're already breathing heavy. You're
Well,
already doing all of this stuff.
wow. Yeah, that's kind of intense. So like, how long did you do it for the first time you did it?
First time I did 10 minutes. And
I'm
then
not gonna lie, I would not want to be around a bunch of people, dude. I would just want to just chill by myself for the first time, right? I'd be nervous.
brother, for the first 2 minutes, I was rehearsing my apology that I want to get out. Like I was rehearsing my like, okay, what do I say to these guys? Okay, sorry boys, I gotta get out. And then while I'm rehearsing that, I can see everybody. I was with 13 dudes, and then everybody's breathing started to kind of line up with each other, and then it kind of felt like a chant, and then you start feeling it, and then probably after about 2 minutes, you're like, oh, I can do this. Like this is I can really do this. And he just kept saying, he's like, because somebody was like, what if our fingers fall off? What if our toes fall off? And he's like, you'll know the difference when it's mental pain versus physical pain. No different than like you're working out. Like there's pain of just working out, and then there's also
People feel that discomfort. I hint at discomfort. They want to stop working out. It shouldn't feel like that, right? But I chase that feeling. I guess you chase it too, just in a different way.
Yeah, it's doing that because I think for me, it helped me realize as well was like, yo, like the subtle things that stress us out, whether it's an email, whether it's a bill, whether it's an awkward conversation with somebody. And I'm just like, this just kind of raised what I consider stress. And it's nothing you can, I've been doing it for about a year now, and I haven't gotten used to it. Every time I go in, especially with people around, my mind instantly like, oh shit, you put too much ice in here. Oh shit.
Yeah. Is it like is it like about to prove I'm more of a man than you are too?
Well, what I learned was the 10 minutes isn't as
like,
valuable.
I feel like a little bit.
Well, when I went with a bunch of dudes, yeah. And then since then I've trained with like doctors and women and stuff like that. And they've taught me that like there's no health benefit past 2 minutes. So what you got to do is you go in and see how quickly you can regulate yourself to get calm and get used to the ice. So now, the first time I go in, knowing I'm going to get out in 2 minutes, it's like you can just suffer for 2 minutes, or you can find your peace in 1 minute, or you can do your breathing and find your peace in 30 seconds. And I only felt
pattern breathing is the
pattern
best.
breathing. Yeah. So there's different breathing techniques. For me, in the ice, I do about inhale for 3 seconds, exhale for about 7 seconds. And it's just like super slow, controlling it. You know what it really reminds me of? Probably the first time I ever did anything like this was dead hangs. And it was like, I just hang from a pull-up bar, and then like the first 12 seconds, all I want to do is let go. I'm like, oh, my shoulder's dislocated. Oh, my fingers are slipping. And then when I get through that first one, I last another 45 seconds. And I was like, oh, okay, that was that mental one. And then normally I fall off when my fingers just give up. You know what I mean? And it's the same thing with the ice. I think it's definitely something cool worth checking out, man. And there's health benefits to it as well, but the mental side of it, man, it's a game changer.
See, I thought about it, man. Well, I'll be quite honest. I didn't think about doing ice baths. I thought about doing cold, like real cold showers, or in the morning and stuff like that.
You can start with that.
Kind of wake me up. Yeah, build my way up to it, dude. Because I am a pump when it comes to the ice. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a pump, dude.
I mean, you live in Texas, right? I'm in Canada, so we have a different relationship with the cold over here. But it's
that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Like, I mean, so in 2000, 14, I went to World's Strongest Disabled Man competition in Iceland,
Mm-hmm.
and the whole competition was outside, bro.
Okay.
And when you said dead hang, it reminded me of outside in 7-degree weather in Iceland, and I had to do the Hercules hold, which was a 200-pound pillar on each side of you, and you had to hold it by some chains up.
Ooh.
I let go, dude. I had the biggest hands in the competition. I let go within the first like 7 seconds. I was like, "I'm from Texas, boys. I'm from Texas." It's like, the hell with this, dude. We don't do this shit, you know. Like, but man, dude, I can't stand the cold. And then you add the dead hang to it. I'm out.
My buddy Aubrey, who lives in I don't know if he's a native, but he lives in Austin now. He just bought a meat freezer, and he fills it up with water. And then not only can he sit in the ice water, he holds his breath for 2.5 minutes
Whoa.
under. And my
Does
record.
that jack your heart rate through the roof, or is it calm it down?
It'll jack it up, and then when you're out, it'll calm it down. So it's like the equivalence of like just like having a really crazy cardio session. It's a really
Wow.
it's a cardio cheat. It's a great way to do cardio without actually moving because your
Wow.
heart's doing
Yeah.
all the work.
Like
Yeah,
a 4 hour, like a 4 hour body on the
yeah,
book,
yeah,
4 hour body.
yeah,
He
yeah,
was
yeah,
doing.
yeah.
He was putting an ice pack on his neck every night and losing weight.
Yeah, 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 yeah. That's Tim Ferriss. Yeah, he does these ice baths as well. And I think his girlfriend, she was one of those I can't do the cold, and now he has her doing it every day too now.
Wow. What a
Yes,
beast, dude. See, I
yes.
need to get more breathing patterns, dude. If I can get some just meditation going. I know I'm not one to. I just can't meditate, dude. I think my meditation is just working out, right? Like, so I've always been wanting to kind of dabble into it a little bit more and just really trying to relax and think it's working.
You know what? I think the big challenge with meditation, because my family's from India, and a lot of these ideas come from the East, and then when they travel over here, like yoga, karma, turmeric, and all these things that are getting super popular in the States, they kind of change their meaning. And the big problem I realize when people try to meditate right now is they're always wondering if they're doing it right. They're like,
They're
am I?
worried. They're too worried about. They're thinking about that too much, right? Like
Yeah.
this. Yeah.
And they learn all these different weird techniques, like you got to breathe like this, you got to do this. And the truth is, real meditation is just doing nothing. Like real meditation is just setting your timer and being like, I'm going to sit here and do nothing for an hour. That's it. And it's like cleaning out the inbox in your brain.
Like a runner's high in a way.
Yeah,
Like just sitting there thinking.
it'll get you in that flow, and then
Yeah.
eventually and you don't have to do anything because eventually you'll run out of things to think.
Yeah.
And
It
you're gonna get
helps you
anxiety.
helps
Yeah.
you set your day straight, right?
100%. And you're definitely going to get anxiety because all of us are addicted to dopamine now with all the phones and all the stuff that we're looking at all the time. So you sit there, you're going to feel anxiety, you're going to feel stress. And that's like the withdrawal because your body, your brain is so used to being stimulated. And now all of a sudden you're just doing nothing. And now when the rule is do nothing and the only success is just making it until the alarm rings, all of a sudden you'll catch that flow. It may take 20 minutes, it may take 30 minutes, and you try to do it before you have any coffee or any stimulants, and you just sit there, and if you fall asleep, you fall asleep. You don't fall asleep, you don't fall asleep. You don't got to think about anything, you don't got to fight your thoughts. You just let it happen, and it's literally like cleaning out your inbox on your phone or your computer. It just lets the
Sit there
thoughts
and be
go.
your own company for a second, right?
Be your own company, see what's in there, have that relationship.
Yeah.
It's like going on a date with yourself.
A lot of people don't do that, man. A lot of people don't have that relationship with themselves at all anymore.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I get that with like long duration wheelchair pushes. Like I start having that. Like I think that's the closest thing to I'll get to that runner's high, where it's like I'm not even feeling any type of discomfort about pushing my wheelchair. I'm just thinking about like all the shit I got going on and how I can manage it. Like everything else like that. So I feel like it's almost the same type of deal, right? Like
Completely.
meditating in a way.
And I think it's just it's a good thing, especially for what everybody's dealing with, because there's just so much. We have so much access to information and so much access to everything, and our brains ain't made for this, man. Like our brains aren't even designed to see half the colors that we see. Like nature never had
Yeah.
McDonald's red and McDonald's yellow. In nature, these colors are too bright for us. We're not supposed to eat that much salt. All of this stuff is just it's not our biology is not caught up to where the world's at. So like sitting down,
Mm-hmm.
doing nothing, just literally doing nothing. I know somebody who does it, super regularly, and this dude's like, yo, the moment your favorite time of day is with yourself, you're free of everybody. You're free of everybody's opinions. You're free of the world because you prefer to just spend this time alone, authentically, not on some antisocial shit just on
I
some like,
feel like that's dangerous too, though, man. What if that feeling gets addictive, right? Then you can become a loner.
it could. I mean, this dude's married with kids and he runs like 7 businesses.
Oh, okay, gotcha. I feel like if someone say, man, a single man, that might get addicting and be like, I just
Yeah.
like my free time, like me time.
Yeah, but I mean,
You know?
it's still better than being addicted to Netflix and staring at,
Very true,
girls on
man. Very
Instagram and
true.
stuff. So I think from that standpoint, I think there's something there, and I think you also learn about yourself. And I think,
Well,
it's talk about
I usually take 2 hours in the morning before I even look at my phone. Like
that's
I try
beautiful.
to at least. I mean,
Yeah.
at least not the time or the alarm clock or whatever, but 2 hours of get the coffee in me and do whatever I do. Just
Yeah.
chill. But yeah, man, I try to. So I guess that's the closest thing to meditation that I think I could do, or not I could do, but or I have done. I feel like I kind of do it without even realizing I'm doing it. Right.
Well, I think what meditation, the goal of meditation, in my opinion, is to keep you present, right? Because our brains are either focused on the future or focused on the past, right? So anything that keeps us where we're
Mentioned
at,
that before.
yeah. So anything that we do that keeps us in the present, to me, is meditation. So like sex is meditation. Good sex is meditation because that means, if you're in the moment and your brain's not wandering while you're doing it, that's meditation. Gambling, when people gamble, like that's why they love everything we love to do in life is meditation because it keeps us in the present. You roll some dice, your mind isn't thinking about yesterday or tomorrow. You're right then and there. You know,
True that. Okay. Yeah, you're feeling that shit right
it's,
now. Yeah.
yeah, that's what we chase. The difference is some of these are more consequential than others. You know what I mean? That's why people drink, do drugs, do whatever. But so we all chasing the present. Is just what's the most sustainable way of doing it? And the most sustainable way of doing it is sitting down doing nothing. Because that ain't gonna injure
Yeah.
you. That ain't gonna cost you nothing. That ain't gonna make an unwanted baby. That's not gonna do any of that stuff, right?
Yeah. True that, man. True
So
that. I think that's cool you said that, man. I never really thought about that. People live in the past and the future more than the present. It's very, very true.
yeah,
Even me, now that you said that, I might look at myself, obviously, like internally, and thinking, like, damn, dude, I am living in the future a little too much right now. Like,
and there's value to it, but it's also just realizing the emotions. Because like our regrets can only live in the past and our anxiety can only live in the future. So when we're in the present, that's when we're at the most peace, you know? So
wow.
it's really about how we get to that present. And again, man, I'm not here to judge people how they do it. I just want people to always think about what's something you can do every single day to get you there. And I mean, I think working out is a great way to do it as well. Cause it's like, yo, you're depending, I'm sure when you're pushing really heavy, you got to focus on your form, you got to focus on all this type of stuff, you got to make sure everything's working. So like you're in the present. Obviously sometimes maybe you just if you're doing something light, you're goofing off and like you're watching the TV in the gym or whatever, that's a whole different story. But there's something to be said about just being where you are, and I think that's what that flow state is. When you
Yeah.
lose track of time, there is no time anymore. And I think some people find it gardening. I think some people find it, drive a sports car super fast. Your mind can't wander.
Yeah. Yeah. Get that high.
Yeah. So I think from that standpoint, it's something, and that's what the ice does. You go on the ice, bro, like you can't be anywhere else. Like you can't escape. You're there. Like your entire body, you feel every single piece of your body, and now you're in the present. And it's just recognizing it to yourself, where you're like, look, like this is no different than my mom putting those cups on that top shelf. It's hard to watch,
Yeah.
it's hard to feel.
Man, I feel like the cups don't take 4 minutes. It's some damn cold though, bro.
and
Mama might have broke me. Should have put me in some damn ice. I ain't gonna lie.
even with the cold showers, what you can do is just take a regular hot shower and just turn it all the way cold right at the end. And
Okay, yes, man. I just really like my hot showers,
take the
dog.
hot shower, man. I'm telling you, I take the hot shower, and then when I'm done, I'll turn it all the way to cold, and then
Okay.
I go by breath. So I try to do about 10 breaths. So I'll put it on my back. Ice cold water on your neck always feels good, and then I'll slowly
Yeah.
rotate. And then
Man.
even after doing it for a minute, when I get out of the shower, I can still feel the warmth of my body from the hot water because I took a 10-minute hot shower first. But
Oh man.
that's the first step, bro. Then you jump in that ice, brother. You jump in that ice, and it's a whole different ball game.
Damn, dude. Oh man, I'm gonna give it a shot. I will give it a shot next wheelchair basketball tournament for sure. I'll give it a shot because I am tore up. in those tournaments nowadays.
You could even do it before the game.
Oh no, and it'll help out.
100%. It's good for inflammation. It's good. It's just gonna get you to a primal level, man. Like it's just gonna, because at the end of the day, like just as a species, human beings, like we had to live through this weather, so it's in us. So like the coding, our genetic coding to deal with this is there. It's just not activated.
Mm-hmm.
You feel what I'm saying? You have to put yourself in the
Yeah.
environment to activate it. You know?
Yeah, dude.
Because I'm from, again, as a human, my parents are from India. So like, you know, I have two Indian parents. So I'm from the sun too. I'm from the heat. I was born in Canada, but at the end of the day, genetically, I was designed to be in the sun all the time too. And it's like, but if we go all the way back to our ancestors, we all come from cold places.
I'll give it a shot, man. I'm gonna tag you. If I don't make it, I don't make it. If I don't make it, I'm gonna go 4 minutes the first time.
Do 2 minutes, bro. Don't do more than 2 minutes. Just 2 minutes.
Man, what's funny, dude, I just got done messing with, this is totally off subject, but I just got done. My buddy just messaged me. I just got done messing with this dude at GNC.
Yeah.
And pretty buff guy. He went up to me and asked me if I needed any help. And I was like, look, I'm not asking for a full leg, but if you got anything that would help the growth, just, you know, if I can get a toenail to come out. And he was like, I swear, he was like, bro, it's my first day on the job.
Okay, so before I let you go, let me ask you one more question. If you can go 5 years in the future, so, you know, 2021, Zach goes 5 years in the future, and you meet yourself, what advice would you give yourself?
Know your worth.
Know your worth.
Know your worth 100%, dude, because I've done so much like that, you know. I just didn't know what I was worth, man. I felt like I really didn't. I belittled myself in a big way, and I would tell myself, know my worth and be 100%. When I was a guy, man, when I started coming out of my shell and being myself, it honestly helped me. So just be yourself and then know your worth. Those two things right there are the biggest ones to me.
That's beautiful, man. I mean, I don't have a crystal ball, but I know the more you share your story, the more people are finding strength in themselves, and I just want to honor you for that.
Thank
Really,
you, man.
really
I appreciate that.
that.
I'm trying to get better at that. I'm trying to get better at showing my everyday life rather than just workout stuff, you know. And I will say it's kind of a gray area for me. I'm not too, like, you know, for me, it's just my life. So I don't know what people find as cool or not, you know. So I feel like it's so weird when I do just everyday stuff and post it, bro. I feel like I'm a faker. I feel like I'm a faker in a way. Like, I don't know what I'm doing.
You know what, brother? If as an outsider, you know, this is our first conversation, but as somebody who's been following you for a while now, like, it's sunshine, bro. I don't even look at your page as a workout page. I mean, sometimes I look at your.
Thanks, man. And that's what I'm going for, man. And I know I had a little stain on it with the little street fight thing and whatnot, but we totally turned that around, right?
You did, man. You did. And I think there's a lot, you know, the comedy's there, you know, the self-awareness is there. You know, you don't take yourself too serious. And for most of the people I've spoken to, that's been a common recipe. It's just like, stop taking things so serious. It's okay to laugh at this stuff. It's okay to have fun. You know, as you said, you know, the difference between being vulnerable and having self-pity, realizing that one's not going to take you anywhere, right? And it's addictive to feel sorry for yourself. So just that simple fact that I know, just people coming across your stuff and the energy that you're putting out is just beautiful. And I mean, for social media, which can be so toxic, man, like, thank you so much for bringing a bright spot in it, man.
Yeah, thank you, man. I appreciate it, dude. You as well. Like, I appreciate everything you do, man. I enjoy all the reads, dude. I really do.
I appreciate it. So if you want people to connect with you, find you, this is your time. Shout it out.
Oh yeah, it's Instagram is at Pitbull Rule, RUHL. That's my last name. I don't know any other rule. So Pitbull Rule, anywhere, Facebook, Instagram. I don't even think I'm on Twitter, or TikTok. Not yet, at least. I just can't. I'm still an adult. It's hard for me to get a TikTok, dude. So I'm not gonna lie to you. So you're not gonna find me on TikTok, guys.
You don't want them to see you dance?
I just can't get down. I feel like people are going to be 5 years down the road thinking, what the hell? I don't know, though. I mean, I could be wrong. I don't know. I might hop on board one of these days.
By all means, man. By all means. But yeah, so and we'll put those in the notes as well. But seriously, thank you so much for making the time. I really appreciate this, man.
Thank you, Bubba. I appreciate it, dude.